Imagine this. The year is 1969. Black and white televisions glow in living rooms across America. Families lean forward, eyes wide, as a ghostly image flickers onto the screen. A man in a bulky white suit, bouncing across a gray and silent world. The world holds its breath. Humanity, we are told, has just set foot on the moon. Fast forward more than 50 years. Not a single human being has returned. And the question that lingers, louder with every passing year, is this: why can't we go back? The shocking answer: because we never went in the first place. Welcome to The Brink.
I'm going to step off the limb. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Bullshit!
Recently, voices from every corner of the internet, including Glenn Beck, Joe Rogan, Sean Ryan, and countless others, have reignited the moon landing debate, asking why we haven't returned to the moon in so long. Some say politics, some say bureaucracy, and some say technical failures.
Go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Bullshit!
But peel back the layers, and what you find is the greatest illusion of the modern age. The Apollo moon landings were a stage play, produced for television. The 1960s. Slide rules, duct tape, typewriters, and we allegedly went to the moon. Today, supercomputers in our pockets, billion-dollar rockets, and somehow we can't, because the technology was destroyed. That isn't progress. That's concealment. Now imagine shelves upon shelves of tapes, the supposed raw telemetry, the crown jewels of Apollo, gone, erased, lost.
If you know anything about the lost lunar landing tapes, visit history.com and file a tip. We owe it to the next generation of explorers, engineers, astronauts, and scientists. America, let's make this one happen.
Bullshit!
Not the footage of your kid's birthday party, not a file at the DMV. The original evidence of the greatest achievement in human history. Vanished without a trace. You buying that? Then there are the deadly Van Allen radiation belts. Every manned mission would have to pass through them. Back then, astronauts supposedly zipped through with paper-thin shielding, alive and unharmed. Yet today, NASA openly admits we must solve the radiation problem before deep space travel is possible.
As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. Naturally, we have to pass through this danger zone twice, once up and once back. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
Scroll through the Apollo photos. Black skies. Not a single star. The moon should have been a stage with the universe itself as the backdrop. A dazzling cosmic show. But the backdrop is blank. Almost like someone forgot to add it in. But I'm sure the experts have a great reason for this. And then there's the iconic flag. Watch it sway, ripple, flutter on a world with no wind. The symbolism works on television, but physics doesn't care about symbolism. But I'm sure the mainstream science community won't let anything as trivial as facts wake them up. And then, the lunar module was said to descend with 10,000 pounds of thrust. To put that into perspective, that's the raw force of a modern fighter jet engine blasting at full power, or the weight of about 3 SUVs stacked on top of each other pressing down. That kind of force should have scorched the lunar surface, blown dust for hundreds of feet, and left a crater beneath the lander. Yet, what do we see? Nothing. No blast mark, no crater, no dust. Its legs look as if they were lowered gently by a crane onto a studio floor. More than half a century later, with technology that dwarfs anything from the 1960s, no one has repeated the feat. We can land explorers on asteroids 200 million miles away. We can fly unmanned spacecraft 3 billion miles beyond Pluto to the Kuiper Belt, but we can't put a man on the moon at just 240,000 miles away? You don't have to be a scientist to understand that 1 + 1 = 2. In the case of the moon landings and the broader question of why we can't go back, nothing adds up, and no amount of finger-wagging and conspiracy shaming can change that. Just look at the Apollo astronaut reactions. Rewatch the interviews. See the body language. Astronauts avoiding eye contact, bristling at simple questions, snapping with hostility. Do those look like men who conquered the heavens? Or men protecting a lie? And then there's Buzz, looking a young girl in the eye and saying, "We didn't go there." No punchline, no wink, just the words. Straightforward. Cold.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. Because we didn't go there.
The lander itself? A tinfoil tent wrapped in gold paper, balanced on spindly legs. We're told it carried men to the moon and back. Compare it to any modern spacecraft. It looks like a school project held together with tape. And, since we're supposed to follow the science no matter what, let's talk about the science, shall we? The moon swings between searing heat and brutal cold. 250 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and negative 250 degrees Fahrenheit at night. Apollo suits were fabric, tubing, and hope. Even today, thermal regulation is a major challenge. But somehow, in 1969, they had it all figured out? And then, unexplained slow motion. Watch the astronauts move.
Hippity-hoppity, hippity-hoppity, hippity-hopping over hill and dale. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
It looks less like 1/6 gravity and more like Earth footage slowed down. Modern recreations with slow motion produce the same effect, almost indistinguishable. In 2001, filmmaker Bart Sibrel released A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon, where he claimed that the Apollo 11 mission's photography was falsified. In his 2004 follow-up, Astronauts Gone Wild, Sibrel confronted 9 Apollo astronauts, asking them to swear an oath on a Bible that they traveled to the moon and back. Buzz Aldrin slapped Sibrel when he called him a liar and accused him of faking the moon landing.
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon? Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
I'm not trying to get in the middle of anything.
You tell him to get out of here.
This is a hotel.
We'll call the police.
We pay.
Come on in here, we'll call the police.
Solicit on
You like
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
It doesn't, sir, I don't have nothing to do with this, but
Okay.
you cannot solicit on this property.
We just paid
Right now,
to rent out the penthouse to shoot up there. So
you can't solicit like this on this property.
keep shooting.
All right, well, then I'd go through my measures.
You got to keep shooting, man. Okay. Well, you can put it on your shoulder. Don't be shy.
Just come with me, Buzz.
You really like attention, don't you?
You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a...
As if all that weren't enough, NASA admits it lost the blueprints. Gone. Misplaced. the engineering records of the most important machine ever built. Can you imagine Boeing losing the designs for the 747? Then there's the audio. Crystal clear, no lag, no delay. The astronauts are supposedly on the moon, 240,000 miles away.
I believe it, Charlie. It's ready, John. Okay, let's go, would you, Charlie? You got all your steering. It's great. Oh, this is going to be some kind of different ride. Hippity hoppity, hippity hopping over hill and dale. Da 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 da. Hippity hopping along. One ignition. Flat away, Houston. Vector good. We're burning flat. That's
By the way, just a little observation here. Is it just me, or does it seem like the astronaut is speaking in an unusually calm fashion while blasting off at high speeds, about to experience the scariest ride of his life from the moon, back to Earth? Listen again.
one ignition. Flat away, Houston. Vector good. We're burning.
We're on our way, Houston. You mean... And by the way, who is controlling the camera here? There is no way we could have landed men on the moon using the technology available in the 1960s. It simply could not have been done. But I want to hear from you. Did I miss anything? Drop it in the comments below. And let's be real. We don't have to guess that the government lies to us. They've done it over and over. COVID, WMDs in Iraq, the Gulf of Tonkin, the Tuskegee experiments, Watergate. The list goes on. They lie, they cover up, they manipulate. So the next question is obvious, isn't it? Why? Why go to such lengths to convince us of a moon landing that never happened? That's exactly what we're going to dive into in the next video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and turn on notifications, because you are not going to want to miss what comes next.